Today I'm going to talk about daddy issues. Why am I going to talk about daddy issues? Because daddy issues is a legit thing. Also, pick my nose. Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rossi if you're brand new here, and on my YouTube channel I talk about all the things you need to know and some of the things that you don't really need to know, but I tell you anyways. Don't forget to subscribe, press that button, because I have videos that come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You don't want to miss out on the fun, so hit that subscribe button. Daddy issues is a legit thing. What are daddy issues? Where do daddy issues come from? Why do porn stars have daddy issues? So we're gonna cover some of these topics because it is something that is near and dear to my heart. I was actually adopted by my brother's dad at the age of 1 because my biological father is a piece of shit and never wanted to be part of my life, but I was so thankful and I'm so lucky to have somebody as supportive and loving in my life as my dad. My dad being my dad, not my father. Anybody can be a father. Anybody can father a child. Any guy can knock up and father a child, but it takes a real man to be a dad. Where do daddy issues come from? Daddy issues stem, and you can be a man or a woman and have daddy issues. I just want to clarify that. You can be a man or a woman and have daddy issues. Daddy issues stem from having an absentee father or a example of a father, an abusive father, no father, etc., etc., etc. That is where daddy issues stem from. The thing about daddy issues is you can't let it consume you. For, I'd say, the first 29 years of my life, yes, 29 years, I let the fact that my biological father wasn't in my life or had been in and out of my life and had disowned me 10 years ago because of my choices in lifestyle and career. I really let that affect me for 29 years, and it consumed me. It ate me up. I blamed a lot of my issues on the fact that I really craved that respect, that support, that unconditional love from my biological father. But the thing is that family doesn't always mean everything. Blood doesn't always mean everything, okay? This is the thing. You can't let it consume you. You can't let it control your life. If somebody doesn't want to be in your life, that's their problem. If somebody doesn't like what you do for a living or whatever, I don't think it's, look, if you're like a murderer or a rapist or a drug addict and they've exhausted all their resources to help you and you're hurting other people or you're hurting yourself, I can understand disowning somebody or having to force yourself to move on with your life. But I cannot understand for the life of me being a parent and disowning your child because you don't like their lifestyle. Sex is a God-given gift. Sex is a natural thing, and if somebody chooses to display it for the world, for art purposes or whatever, to make money or whatnot, that is their prerogative and that is their God-given right. I'm not saying you have to accept it. I'm just saying that it's someone's God-given right. If you are a father or a mother and you disown your child because they decide to do porn, if you're watching this and you have been disowned by your mother or your father or your family or whatever, they sucked anyways. So who cares if they disown you? Do not let it control your life. You can be successful and you can be whatever you want to be in your life. Do not let other people's opinions control you. A great example, I always look to my grandmother for advice and support, and my grandmother is the most supportive, loving best friend I could ever ask for. Does she like the fact that I do porn videos? No. Does she like the fact that I've been in nudie booty videos? No. Does she like some of my life choices? No. But it's my life and she respects that. And same with my adopted dad. He respects my decisions. Does he like it? Not necessarily, so we don't talk about it. But does he love me? Yes, his love for me is greater than his opinion of my choices in life. The thing about daddy issues is it can really affect people, and a lot of people make jokes about daddy issues. I know it's an ongoing thing, like, oh, all porn stars have daddy issues. Not true, for one. For two, I know plenty of porn stars that have very supportive families that totally support their line of work, and I'm sure it's the same boat as I am. You know, my family supports my decision. Do they necessarily like my decision? No, but they understand it's my life and I am not hurting anyone by my choices and my decisions and how I live my life, so they just let me live my life. Look, you don't have to support someone's lifestyle to be supportive of that individual. The thing is, daddy issues can run so deep. For years and years and years, I would cry every single day on my birthday because all I wanted was my biological father to call and even acknowledge that this was the day his only blood child was born. It never happened. And that's when I got a real quick dose of reality that life sometimes is a disappointment. And once you realize that life is a disappointment and that's just how things are, then it's so much easier. There's so much that I could hit on the topic of daddy issues, but I wanted to be a little bit open about my daddy issues. And no, it's not a sexual term, okay? Like, I don't know about these like weirdos who like get off on like girls who have daddy issues. It's totally creepy and like not cool. But that's my personal opinion. I know everyone has their own like fetishes, but that's like weird. Having that love and compassion from both parental figures is extremely important, because what happens is when people develop daddy issues, the daddy issues start to stem deeper. It's like a virus. It starts out as one little thing and then it progresses into a bigger thing, and then eventually it's all consuming if you let it. You cannot let these things. You have to let go of the fact that your father figure was a piece of shit. You have to let that go. You have to. You have to let go of the fact that your father was a piece of shit. If you don't, then that is when you start developing daddy issues. It wasn't until I reached 30 years old that I realized that my biological father is actually a complete stranger, and why should I care about anything he has to say? Why should I care about his opinion? Why should I care about the harmful, hurtful things he says about me or my mother or my family members? He's a stranger. You don't need your biological father to be in your life to have a father. You don't need them to be blood. If they raised you, if they took care of you, if they treated you good, if they gave you the advice you need and the love and the compassion and the support that a person needs to succeed in this world, then that is who your dad is. I just wanted to make this video to give some advice that, you know, you can't let having daddy issues consume your life. You can't let it be the reason why you spiral. These people disowned you, or these people weren't involved in your life because they never cared. And once you accept that these people never cared, you need to acknowledge that these people are complete strangers. These are strangers, and you're letting strangers control your decisions in your life because you're hurt by a stranger's opinion or by a stranger's action. If they haven't been in your life, they're a stranger. They don't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter. You do you. You be strong. You love yourself, and you appreciate those who support and love you, whether they're family or not. Be appreciative of that, because it's very hard to find a loving and supportive system, especially being a sex worker. So this is just my short little video about daddy issues. I hope that, you know, this kind of helped a little bit of people out there who do have daddy issues like me. Don't be ashamed to have daddy issues. It doesn't mean that you're like damaged goods. Yeah, I have daddy issues. I have an issue with the fact that my biological father is a racist piece of shit. You know, my biological father is a well-known race car driver. He also builds engines for very famous race car drivers. He has his own company. I could totally bury him and let the world know what a racist piece of shit he is. But you know what? I don't. I let him live his fantasy because he decided to be a dad to his stepchildren, but his own biological child he has disowned, and I don't really care. If you're watching this, I just want to let you know that I thought about what you said 6 months ago and how I need to really do something with my life. And I realized that when I do something with my life, you aren't invited. And I want you ladies and gentlemen to remember that. Don't let these people control your life or give you ultimatums, because at the end of the day, they're strangers. They weren't there. They weren't there to wipe your tears. They weren't there to smile and celebrate with you for all the things that you've accomplished in your life. Don't let a stranger control your life. Don't let daddy issues control your life.